Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rukt Rants. Since I'll be talking about fishing today, I guess I'll do some lava fishing in Skyblock. I don't really know why, but I really love fishing. Fishing is just exhilarating in general. It's super tiring to wake up at 5 a.m. and drive all the way over to the coast and go miles out into sea on like a tiny boat and fish for hours, but in the end, it's all worth it. And you look back at all the fish that you've caught, and it's just all worth it and really satisfying. I would say that I'm the best at fishing, but I'm really not. Fishing is mostly based on patience and strategy and a lot of luck, and I don't have any of those things. Most people think that fishing is just like casting your rod and waiting for the fish to come by, but it's really not that simple. You have to go deep enough to be in range of catching like the good fish, the rock cods, but also not get stuck in the rocks. If you go too deep, you'll get stuck in the rocks. And you also have to be quite fast paced and always work on something because if you lose track of what you're doing or stop working on things, you'll get really dizzy and nauseous because the boat's just going like splish splash, and you'll just get really nauseous if you stop focusing on working on something at all times. um, Basically, like at the very end of the fishing trip, I'll get really tired and I just end up sleep fishing, which is like I lay on the side of the boat, and if a fish bites my bait, then it'll shake the rod and it'll wake me up and I'll reel it in. Um, but that's like when I get to the very end, when I run out of energy. But at the start, I still have like tons of energy and I get tons of fish. So pretty much you get drained as the trip goes on, the fishing trip goes on. And also like how much fish you catch depends on like the tidal waves and like the weather and the winds and stuff like that. Today I went out with my dad and my grandma and my grandma's friend. My dad probably thinks he's the best at fishing, but I don't really think so. He has like the best fishing rod out of all of us. So his fishing rod makes it so he gets stuck less often because it's very stiff. And the string on his fishing rod is a lot stronger than ours, so it doesn't snap as easily, especially if you try to catch something like really big. And then when I like switch rods with him, I also went crazy and caught tons of fish. But when I used my trash rod, I didn't catch as many. We didn't have our hopes up too high because winter fishing is a lot worse than summer fishing, but we still managed to catch the limit, which is 10 rock cods per person on the boat. And apparently today was a really bad fishing day because the other boat that went out with us, like two Canadian people, they weren't able to catch any fish, and we were able to catch like around 30 to 40 fish. Uh, One thing about like my dad is that he literally just never gives up. Even near the end when everyone was really drained and like sleep fishing, my dad was still really energetic and optimistic. Maybe he's trying to teach me a lesson about being hardworking because he is very hardworking. Like when he said 5 minutes left of fishing, we probably ended up fishing for like another half hour because he kept trying to catch another fish or another bigger fish and things like that. Anyways, I'm really happy to spend my holiday break fishing. It's definitely the last time I'm going to go fishing in a while since the fishing season ends and I won't be able to fish again until like the beginning of summer. And the next fishing season is going to be a lot harder since the regulations will change. Oh, that's another thing. I was going to talk to my environmental science teacher about the change in regulations because I think they're pretty stupid. The regulation pretty much says that you have to fish in deeper waters, like 300 feet or more. Typically, we fish in 100 feet deep water around, or maybe 50 feet deep. And if you're going to force the fishermen to go to deeper waters, it's often a lot more dangerous, especially for like smaller boats that I go out in. So the regulation just seems kind of stupid. You have to go to deeper water and it's a lot more dangerous, especially when it's super windy. So maybe they only want like big commercial boats to be able to fish. But those boats, they have their own problems, I'm sure. Like they use those big trawling nets and catch tons of bycatch and things like that, which are probably even worse for their environment. So I'm not sure why they're restricting it so that only the big commercial boats can fish. Um, but anyhow, thanks for listening to my rant, I guess. I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday and Merry Christmas. Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, then happy Hanukkah, I guess. Happy holidays or whatever. And peace out, guys.